Welcome to Inside Builder channel. Open source enthusiasts, Python experts, and my dear friends. Creating bridges on self-hosted matrix server. You might be new to home servers concept, federated communication servers for that matter. You might not be even aware of what is a bridge. In this discussion, in the next 30 minutes, I'll be especially touching the concept of bridging between matrix home server and communication services like WhatsApp, Gmessages, Mattermost, etc. If you guys are new to the concept of matrix server, I would suggest to take a look at this playlist. I'll be linking the playlist also in the YouTube video description, where I have explained the basics of matrix home server and also how to self-host a matrix server. Both of these things have been explained here. Take a look at that if you are new to the concept of matrix home server. What we are going to see today is the idea of connecting all these communication services. So when I mean to say communication services, it could be a simple chat service, it could be messaging service, it could be a full service management software like Mattermost, Slack. All these communication services can be bridged with your home server, that is matrix home server. In order to understand what is bridge, assume any one of the services here. So for an example, let us take WhatsApp. Inside WhatsApp, there will be lots of chat sessions. You will have chat sessions with various friends and colleagues in your WhatsApp client. What if you want to move all those chats into your matrix home server? That is the purpose of bridging. Yes, you heard me right. You can move all the chats that is live inside your WhatsApp client into matrix home server. That is the purpose of bridging. Let's go back here. So bridge is basically an application or a server that connects a communication service, for an example WhatsApp, as I was explaining, with your home server. There are certain prerequisites for this bridging to work, and there is a process that you need to follow. That is the objective of this discussion. So I'll be explaining you the process, and also a couple of challenges that you might face. I'll be telling you how to resolve it and get the bridge up and running. Moving forward, the process. So you first need to have a self-hosted matrix server, preferably synapse based matrix server, because the synapse based server is written in Python and it has app services option enabled, so you can use it for bridging. That is one of the prerequisites. And second thing is, synapse is very widely used in the open source community currently, and it has very good interface when it comes to these kinds of bridging and various other activities. Also, there is a vast ecosystem of bots and supporting services around this synapse server. That is the reason why I'm insisting that you guys try working with synapse server. Second, you need to have a database server inside in your control. It can be Postgres, it can be MySQL, it's your choice. However, I'll be using Postgres, and this particular Postgres server is also part of synapse server also. If you guys are following my earlier videos, then this video is a continuation. After you have the database server, you need to create the separate databases for each bridge that you are starting. So if you are creating a WhatsApp, you need to have a separate bridge. If you are creating for a Gmessage, that is Google Messages, you need to have a separate bridge, etc. Second, you need to understand homeserver.yaml file. What is there inside it? How is that going to impact, and how you are going to registering the app services? You need to understand that. We need to download the bridge binaries. I'll be showing you how to do that. We need to work on the configuration files. We need to generate the registration.yaml file. And once we do that, then we need to register the app services in homeserver.yaml file. and then we need to restart the home server. After this, we need to invite the bot or the app service inside our room. I'll be showing you how it is being done, and then you can do the login process. Before we go through this process, I want you to highlight one important point, that there is a risk of being banned. In case of WhatsApp, if you're using Android VM, that is Android virtual machine, and you are trying to do this bridging, there is a high chance that you might get banned, your number might get banned. Try to work with the actual WhatsApp client that is running on your own Android phone or iOS phone. Do not work with Android VMs. There is high chance that you will get banned. Second, in case of Telegram, even if you follow the process of creating an app in the Telegram site and then getting the APIs, etc., and if you do all those steps also, even then you might get banned. Because what I feel, because this happened to in my case when I was trying to get the Telegram bridge working, the moment the bridge gets established, the script inside the bridge starts extracting all the data from your Telegram account and starts moving it to the Matrix home server account, Matrix home server database. That is a huge amount of throughput of data. So data starts moving from Telegram server to your server. This can actually flag a kind of a issue in the Telegram server, and you might get banned. You will get unbanned in a couple of days or a couple of weeks, depending on how fast the Telegram team reacts. But this is one of the risks that you guys have to keep in mind. If you are going to use WhatsApp and Gmessages, etc., from your phone, the risk of getting banned is very, very minimal. So you don't need to be afraid if you're using it from your phone. But Telegram, be careful. Okay, so I've given you a fair warning. So you have to take the responsibility for the next step that comes. Moving down. In order to get the databases for each of the bridges, you should have access to the sudo user of Postgres, and then go into bash terminal. You need to run these commands. So if you are going to create a database called Gmessage, then you need to use this command to create the database. And same way, if you are going to use it for WhatsApp, you can use this command. These commands are self-explanatory. You can review that. The reason why the owner is Synapse user here is because the same user I had used it for Matrix home server creation. So Matrix home server by itself needs a database. That database and the bridge database cannot be linked together. So there should be separate databases, or else the bridge will not work. Keep this in mind. There should be a separate database. The owner can be same. There is no issue. The username also can be same. There is no issue. That is not going to create a problem. Following that, it's always better to have a separate admin user in your Matrix home server. In order to create the admin user, this is the command that you need to use. All these commands are available in the Matrix website or Matrix Synapse documentation, and all these commands are also available in the Matrix Synapse documentation. This is not something new that I am sharing. Okay, we have right now seen the process of how the bridging has to be done. We have understood what is a bridge, and we have understood there is a risk involved in bridging if you don't follow the process. Now we need to follow the steps for starting the bridging process. So this particular step that you are seeing here, I had taken it from this website. This is a book that has been written by Mr. Tulir Asokan. A huge shout out to the developer. He has written almost all of these bridges, and he has a very good command on the way he has written all these bridges. Huge shout out to him. Most important thing is the way this entire book is organized. Here, if you see in the beginning, there is an introduction about the bridges. You can read about it. If you are new to the concept of bridging, concept of home server, etc., it might look very complex. As of now, you don't need to worry about the complexity. All you need to know from this book is that there are two kinds of bridges. One is Python based bridges and another is Go based bridges. So there is Python language and Go language. So there are two kinds of bridges that is written. Python based bridges have support Telegram, Facebook, Google Chat, Twitter, Signal, and Instagram. And Go based bridges support WhatsApp, Discord, Slack, Gmessages, Signal, and iMessage. There will be a couple of overlaps and there will be updates in this book. The moment you see there might be changes in the actual book in this particular link. Here we are going to concentrate on two bridges. One is Matrix WhatsApp. So if you click on the Go based bridges and bridge setup, there you can click on these links. So you can select WhatsApp, the instruction will change. If you select Matrix Gmessage, the instruction will change. And the links, the requirements also will change. So ensure that you do this selection before you start the process. I'll be explaining the entire process for WhatsApp in a couple of minutes, and I'll also be showing how the configuration files and the steps are being taken. If you let us select Matrix WhatsApp and let us go through the process. So the requirements, let me hide this and let me zoom this in a bit. We need to have a Matrix home server. That is done. We have it. We need to have a PostgreSQL server. I already told that the Matrix server already has the home server, already has the Postgres server. So that is also done. We need to have a WhatsApp client. Your phone has that. That is also done. So FFmpeg application is required inside your Matrix server. So all these are done. So I have the Matrix server connected here over the SSH, and this is the command prompt that I will be using for a couple of next minutes. I'll be showing you the configuration files. I'll be showing you the homeserver.yaml files, how they look inside. I will not be showing you the exact the homeserver.yaml file that I am using. I'll be showing the example files only, so that, but I will be explaining to you what exactly needs to be done. As we go forward, you'll understand how these things work. Let's go back. After the requirements have been complete, we need to start the installation process. So we need to download the binaries. Depending on your Linux platform, whether it is AMD 64 or ARM, you can download the respective binaries here. These binaries you can either do a wget, but in my case what I had done is I had downloaded this to my local machine and then used secure copy to copy it to the server here. After you copy the server, so this is what I get. So I have Gmessage_artifacts.zip and WhatsApp_artifacts.zip. This is the binary that I get. Once I get the zip files, I unzip those files and then I unzip it inside the WBRG, that is WhatsApp bridge. I have made it as a small folder name. Inside the WBRG, you will have all these files. So along with all these files, you will have Matrix-WhatsApp binary also. This is how you will get the data from this link. So this is the first step. So you download it and you extract it. So these two steps I have already done it, and I showed you the step. Next, what we need to do is we need to copy the example.config.yaml file to config.yaml file. We need to update the config.yaml file, and then we need to use these commands. So you need to use WhatsApp matrix.whatsapp-g. Here G means generate, C is for config, and R is for registration.yaml file. So these are the flags that you need to use. Once this process is done, then you need to register the bridge on your home server, and then you need to run the bridge. All these steps I'll be showing you how to do it in the server right now. So let us go to the server. I have already downloaded the artifacts.zip. I showed you here WhatsApp_artifacts.zip. I have unzipped it, and here I have example_config.yaml file. All you need to do is you have to say cp example, you have to first of all cd into wbrg, and then you have to say cp example.config file to config. In my case, I'll be going into demo because I don't want to show the actual config.yaml file. So I've already copied this process. I've already done that. I'll be opening the config underscore demo.yaml file for you guys to check what is going on. So to begin with, once you open the config file, there will be lots of configuration that you need to modify. However, to begin with, you need to only concentrate on a couple of lines. First and foremost, you need to modify the address. The address should be your subdomain .domain.in or .com .org, whatever it is. It should be the complete subdomain name of your matrix home server, and the domain also should be the complete server name. So in case of the for an example, if your server is myhomeserver.homeserver.com, then you should mention it here, myhomeserver.homeserver.com. So you should mention it in the full form. After that, you can mention the same thing in the domain also. After that, don't touch any of these things. So you have to scroll down. Here is where you are going to tell to the bridge that, okay, I have a Postgres database running in my in this local host. That is where the bridge is running, and the user is Synapse user. The password that you create for that particular Synapse user, you must have created it. That password you need to provide here. The database is available in the local host, and the database name is WhatsApp, and the SSL mode is equal to disabled. So this is the purpose of creating the database. So let me go back here. If you remember, I had asked you guys to use this command, right? So this is where the WhatsApp database is getting used. So this is one of the changes that you need to make. You don't need to change this. By default, the bridge, the application comes with Postgres enabled, the database Postgres enabled. If you're going to change it, then you can change it to SQLite or to Postgres. So there are two options available. Prefer to use Postgres because it's pretty stable, and the support given by the developer for this particular database is also pretty solid. Continuing further, just a minute. We'll further scroll down. As we scroll down, you will see that there are lots of other settings that is available. You don't need to touch any of these things, even including this AS token. You can see the AS token in this location. You don't need to do anything. It will be auto-generated. You can see that it is mentioned here. It will be auto-generated. Do not modify. This is one of the key aspects of this config file. If you modify any of these things, then when you are trying to register in the next step, I will be showing it to you. When you try to register, the registration will fail. So do not touch anything that is not required. So these are the confusions that I had, and I am sharing it with you so that you can successfully create the bridge. That is the objective. As we scroll down, you don't need to touch any of these Prometheus configurations also. This is if you're going into production, then you need to do all these things. However, when you are starting to experiment with the bridge, with the home server, etc., it is fine to go with the regular. It is fine to go with the basic configuration. Later you can modify it. The username template also, leave it as it is. This is by default given by the developer itself, and it works flawlessly, so you don't need to touch it. Going down further, so we have already seen that we need to change the domain name. We need to give the Postgres database details, and after that you have to scroll down. There is one more configuration that you need to modify. So if you scroll down further down, you will see a location where we can mention the admin user. So going down for the, you might be wondering that where these configuration files are getting used and what is the purpose of it. The matrix, the server itself is having a open specification where you can actually go and understand the various APIs that can be used to access the matrix home server. So this particular configuration file works with the app services of that particular matrix home server. So for that purpose only, all this configuration is created. Going down further, the reason why I'm making you to scroll this is sometimes it is crucial that you guys actually look at what exactly happens and how far we are scrolling now. So we are here in 434 line number, and we are almost at the end of the file. You need to modify this particular 3 lines. So you need to change the domain to subdomain.domain.in, that is your subdomain.domain.in, and then you need to use the admin user :subdomain.domain.in as admin. So these two things you have to provide. Then only the WhatsApp bot that you saw at the top little above, it can actually get the necessary permissions to create the bridge and create the move the messages from the WhatsApp client to the matrix server. If that is not done, then it will not be able to, you can see the WhatsApp bot IDs etc getting created in the line number. It starts from here. So let me go up. Let me search WhatsApp bot. So you can see in in line number 59, you can see that the username of the bot, the ID of the bot, etc. has been created already. The avatar gets downloaded from monium.net. You don't need to touch any of these things. So we have done this already. After you modify all this thing, you have to just save this using WQ. I'm using Vim. If you guys are using Nano, or if you're trying to work with any of the other text editors, do the saving process and you can come out. In my case, I have not done any modification, so I am not using the WQ. So let me come out of this. Once you have done that, next what we need to do is we have to use the command matrix WhatsApp. We have to use the flag G for generate. We have to use the C flag for config, in my case demo.yaml file, and after you use the R flag, that is for registration, you need to give the registration file name. So in my case, the registration file name that I'm using is whatsapp.registration_yaml file, and I'm going to make it as demo so that you guys can see what happens. So once I execute this, you will see that the registration completes. It doesn't care that the domain name that I have provided is wrong or it doesn't exist. It does not matter. The registration file will get generated. So if I do vim WhatsApp registration_demo.yaml file, you will see that registration gets created, and you will see that it has got its own AS token, its own HS token, but all these tokens will not have any value because the domain itself is wrong. All these tokens are created automatically by the WhatsApp bridge binary. So ensure that you give the correct domain name when you are in the config.yaml file that we worked sometimes back. Okay, after you do this, we have to register the YAML file that we created right now. This WhatsApp, the WhatsApp_registration_demo.yaml file, we need to register this inside the homeserver.yaml file. So now let us go and understand how the homeserver.yaml file will look. So let us go back one step. This homeserver.yaml file is located inside the etc matrix synapse. So it will be located inside here. So once you have installed matrix synapse, if you do an ls, you'll see that the homeserver.yaml file is located here. The same homeserver.yaml file, I have actually modified it for showing it to you and explaining it to you what is inside that. So let me open that from my home directory, and here you can see that the server name, that is the subdomain.domain.in, that is the server name that you have, that you need to update. And if you come down, you will have the database that you are going to use, that is the Postgres database along with the user. As I was telling you, the user is Synapse user that I'm using. There will be a password. This password is the same password that you're using for other databases for the bridge also. Rest of the things are common. You need to have a registration shared secret. So after you have this shared secret only, you can create user in the matrix synapse server. So this is important. And this line, app underscore service underscore config underscore files, below this you need to tell where is the registration.yaml file. So this is the key step for registering the bridge with the home server. Once you do this, then only the home server will know that there is a bridge. So this is the process. So let me quit now. Let us go to the discussion. Let us go back here. We have seen the creating the database. We have seen downloading the binaries. We have seen how to work on the, excuse me, sorry about that. We have seen how the configuration file has to be modified, the generation of registration.yaml file, and after that we understood the homeserver.yaml. We registered the app services, and now we need to restart the home server. So for restarting the home server, before we do that, we need to do one more important step. The registration.yaml file, let me go into the bridge folder, that is WhatsApp bridge. If I go here, just a minute, I don't need to use that. So if I go here, I'll be using WhatsApp underscore registration.yaml. So let me do an ls-l. You can see what is happening here. The WhatsApp underscore registration.yaml file has read, write, read, and read. So the world as well as the other users can actually read the WhatsApp underscore registration.yaml file. But if you see this WhatsApp underscore registration demo that I created just now, it cannot be read by other users or the other groups. It's not possible. So for that, you need to do a sudo chmod 644, and you need to give the name of the file, the registration file that you created. Just a minute. WhatsApp underscore registration underscore demo. Once you do this, after you give this permission, then if you do an ls, you will see that now it is readable by the other groups, and after this only the home server can read it properly. After giving this permission, then restart the home server. So to restart the home server, you will be using sudo systemctl and matrix. Okay, you have to use restart matrix synapse service. So once you do this, the service will get restarted. After you restart the service in a separate window, you need to start the bridge right now. So to start the bridge, you have to use you have to be in the same folder as the bridge. You have to say matrix WhatsApp, and here what you can do is, there is sometimes actually you will get an error when you start the WhatsApp bridge. So you can either directly use matrix -WhatsApp, and then you can use dot and if you begin the server like this, then what will happen is the bridge will start working. You can see the bridge is working, and if there is any kind of error, the bridge will say that it is unable to create the communication and it will stop working. Okay, so let us go back and now let us, once the bridge is up and running, then you can go to your client, that is either element.io or whatever other home server clients that you're having. There you can go and do the WhatsApp bot enablement. So let me do that in a second. So right now I am in element.io, where I have connected to my home server. So if you come here, you can see that I am in max.recononline.in. This is the home server that I am using right now. And here I need to call the WhatsApp bot. For that, I need to call WhatsApp bot dot colon max dot reconline.im. Once I do this, you need to give it a second. You will see if the bot is working properly. If the bot is running in the background, then you will see that this WhatsApp bot gets enabled by default. You don't need to search for it. Once you do this, the room will get opened, and you need to initiate it by using any kind of message. It can be hi, it can be ABC, whatever it is. Once you do that, you will see that the WhatsApp bridge bot tells that okay, there is the bot gets joined to the room, and you can see this particular reply coming from the WhatsApp bot. So this says that the bot is up and running. After this, you can say login. Once you say login, that's when the WhatsApp bot will give you this QR code, and this is where you need to use your own phone WhatsApp client and use the QR code registration process. And then once you do that, all the messages in your WhatsApp client or WhatsApp application will start getting populated here. Be patient. It takes considerable amount of time, because in the background the WhatsApp bridge is creating a server which is communicating with your WhatsApp, the WhatsApp web server. So it creates the web.whatsapp.com simulator, and from that it actually extracts all the messages and it then bridges it to the matrix server. So it takes a little bit of a time, and you can see that the process is running in the server in the background. You can see that also. If any of this process does not happen, then it means that the bot was not registered properly and it did not come up properly. If you are facing any of those kinds of issue, ensure that you connect with, if you go to this bridge setup, you will see that they provide if you go up here, you can see that they also provide the matrix room link where you can join and you can ask for doubts. So the developer, Mr. Tulir, is very active and he tries to support you. However, you need to provide the full background reason that what is the error you are getting, what kind of configuration you're using. Ensure that you don't give any of your secrets in those configuration files. The way I was showing you, don't show the secrets, but you can tell them the errors and the problem that you're facing. They'll be able to help you out. Also, you can share the information with me also over the comments. I will also try to help you out as much as possible. The process that you saw here, I will be also sharing that over the Google, the YouTube description. You can refer that also. The same process that you saw in this particular website, you see it here. I have modified it a bit so that additional information is shared in this particular series. I'll be sharing that also with you guys. So I believe that you guys got a good deal of understanding of how the bridges work. The same process is used for Gmessages also. You can see that in this particular area. In this particular area, you can see that there is various. Let me do a cd dot. And if you see, I have already downloaded Gmessages_artifacts.zip and I have created gbrg folder. So if you go into gbrg folder, there also you will see that I have the config.yaml file. I have matrix-gmessages. I create the gmessage_registration.yaml file. The same process is followed, and I then register it the app service, and then I call the start the Gmessages bot, and then call the bot in my client, home server client. So the process is same. Once you are able to do this, then you will get more confident. So I believe that you had some good information in this video. Do provide the feedback, and do leave a like, and do subscribe to my channel for further updates on similar kind of discussion, not just on open source related communication services, but also on the entire open source ecosystem. If you look at my other playlists videos, you will see that I support for Python ecosystem as a whole. So with that said, I would like to leave this video with 4 words, that is practice, practice, explore, explore. See you guys. Have a great time.